Well, hi for now. This week has been the kind of week where, let's say you have a friend who scares easily. In fact, you know that she can suffer a panic attack if jumped, but you decide to scare her anyway. You hear her footsteps coming down the corridor, so you hide behind the door, ready to give her the fright of her life. You don't really care about her mental health. This is too much fun. The door slowly opens. You sense her peering in, and then...
You see what I mean? Graticast! Episode 22. A Life Without Fear.
So towards the end of last year, I had only 2 fears. I've never been scared of spiders or heights or weeping angels or anything. No, I had just 2 fears. 1, that I would lose my gorgeous fiancée, and 2, that I wouldn't achieve everything I wanted to before I died. Then, at the start of this year, said fiancée demonstrated her fear of monogamy, and I went to a philosophy retreat that helped me to realise that humanity is the global expression of a universal consciousness, and so anything I don't do... Tito, do you have to do that now? Oh, I see. Did I mention my ex? Well, anyway. Now one of my fears had been realised and turned out not to be that scary, really. And philosophy had helped me overcome the other fear, which left me fearless. It's absolutely true. Nothing scares me now. Or so I thought. You see, around the start of this week... Do you know... This is actually quite a sensitive subject that involves other people who may not want to be named, so here's a quick disclaimer.
It's just terrible what they say about me.
No, I said disclaimer, not disclaimer.
The characters and situations in this Graticast are more or less, if not entirely, fictional. However, the sentiment expressed is based on real-life events.
So yeah, this week I was playing a board game with some of my best friends. Let's call it Monopoly, the parrot trading game licensed by U2. And one of my best friends, let's call her Mr. Y, wasn't doing particularly well, so he asked me to form a pandemonium, or a parrot alliance. Suddenly, I saw an opportunity, one that I knew instinctively was not all that honest. But the fun of the game got the better of me, and I felt something within me stir, and the dark chirp surfaced. I put aside my petty, putrid propensity to consider the feelings of others, and proceeded to exploit Mr. Y's position. First, I lulled him into a false sense of security by sharing my stock of pellets with him. Then I began recommending tactics that looked like they would help us both, but ultimately weakened his position while I grew in might. Finally, when his nest was largely depleted, I suddenly switched tactics and turned on him, because I wanted nothing more than to be Parakeet King atop the Joshua tree. Wait, that's not what I thought at all. When I started that alliance with him, I honestly thought I was going to be able to help. It was only towards the end that, well, I panicked. I thought I was going to lose. I mean, isn't that how games work? Eventually you have to play to win, right? Well, I suppose in respect of your alliance, you could have considered calling it a draw once all your opponents were out the game. But considerate thoughts like that were as far from your mind as the ex-planet Pluto, because I kept them there. Yes, selfishness, greed, and opportunism all gave rise to Dark Chip, who treads where others are too hesitant to tread, and either reaps great gains or ruins friendships. You see, my friend saw through what I was trying to do, and not only managed to win the game despite my Machiavellian efforts, but also went on to pull out of several social engagements we had planned together. It seems there is something I'm still afraid of. Me. can be a right selfish bastard sometimes, and it almost always backfires. Regardless of what I want in any given moment, in the long run, I'm always happiest when my friends are. But when that self-serving beast rears its ugly head, the results are usually guilt, emotional pain, and often loss far greater than anything gained. And this week, that could have seriously ruined my whole... I may never be able to repair the damage that dark chip caused, but that moment of selfishness did show to my friend just how strong he could be. Instead of relying on me, he went on by himself to become the hero and the champion. I may be suffering the consequences by missing a good, fun friend who used to have a lot of trust in me, but I am grateful that he's happy. I suppose also that giving into selfishness in that moment made me realise that I'm still human. Just because I've been to a few philosophy retreats doesn't make me a super enlightened individual or anything. And having moments of weakness like that helps me to stay connected with the rest of humanity, which I think is far more valuable in the long run than being some sort of enlightened but distant, superpowered being. In the long run, friends are what really matter. They're what make life interesting and fun and valuable. And if I'd won that game with my selfishness, well, then I guess I'd have to be thankful to my conscience, which would have made damn sure that I spent a good long time making it up to that friend. Conscience is the unseen glue of friendships, and friends are the glue of good memories. I think selfishness is a curious beast that allows us to distinguish between what we want on the outer, instant side and what we crave on the inner, enduring side. All it needs is something to keep it in check. And recently, I found that a good way to settle the beast is to remind myself of all the things keeping me cheerful at the moment. For example, my sisters bring me immense happiness, and they both celebrated their birthdays this week, so happy birthday, girls. There's all the laughs and claps and camaraderie from all the shows I've been in recently. And thank you, Graticaster Jeff, for this funky new watch. Oh, and Graticasters Megan and Daniel, who sent us this lovely postcard from their holiday in New England. Cheers, folks. Now, I'm afraid we're short of shout-outs this week because of the delay getting the internet to my new home. But I'll be surfing as normal from now on, so please do let me know any thanks or blessings that you'd like mentioned in our next vid by commenting on this video or following your favourite social media link below. Please also remember to subscribe and share and encourage your friends to do the same. Help us spread the positivity, and also send some of YouTube's advertising revenue towards biomedical research into that degenerative disease we are all at risk of, otherwise known as ME. So finally, thank you for watching. Before I leave you though, one last thing. If you find yourself feeling more beast than beauty, remember, having a tail can help you to find your balance. Stay thankful, and boom! For